Biden also signed an executive order providing much needed relief to renters. The order extends the national ban on evictions through March. Anayeli Ruiz explains what this means for thousands of Houston families facing eviction.
President Joe Biden's executive order has given families across the country some peace of mind. He has extended the rent moratorium for those tenants who can't pay rent, something local attorneys say is much needed.
So this has given many renters a sigh of relief who are afraid that they were going to be out on the streets come January 31st.
The rent moratorium has been extended until at least March 31st, buying renters some additional time.
The current federal eviction moratorium applies to all eligible renters in any properties, whether they're subsidized, federally backed, or privately owned and not federally backed. So it's a much broader moratorium that covers more renters.
But many families here are still getting evicted. Attorneys at Lone Star Legal Aid want renters to know there's help for them.
There's a lot of misinformation. The landlord may be telling them that the CDC declaration doesn't apply to them. They just may be getting a lot of misinformation about how that CDC declaration applies and if they're covered. And the best resource for them is to seek an attorney who's on their side, who represents their best interests.
In the meantime, families are now just waiting for the $25 billion rental assistance COVID relief package that was passed last year. It'll be up to each state and county to decide how they will distribute the money to families in need. Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.